he learns about Levy. Oh man, I can't believe he didn't know this ministry, so we'll learn it nice and slow.
Take your seat, take your seat.
It's the Real Danny Show.
Welcome to another episode of Danny Learns About Levy. I'm here with Stormbreaker. We don't care about Jesse. I got a big giant axe. Wow. Okay. All right, Jesse. You should probably take this before I.
Well, I am worthy, so I probably should take that.
Before I chop off somebody's arm or something.
It's probably gonna be making some noises all through this video, but that's okay.
This has been the most exciting episode of Danny Learns About Levy so far.
Well, as it should be, as it should be.
Yeah. Okay. Well, welcome to another episode of Danny Learns About Levy. It's still thundering and storming in here.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're here with Mr. Jesse Stacy.
That is me.
So, Jesse, what do you do here at Levy?
I am one of the youth ministers here at Levy.
Well, what does that mean?
That means I work with our 7th through 12th graders, trying to educate and help their spiritual formation, grow closer with their relationship with God. And it's a super cool opportunity. I also do a lot of fun things like roast hot dogs and stuff.
Wow. Well, that's neat. We haven't ever had anybody say they roast hot dogs.
Well, there's a couple other Dannies you should talk to about that. That's one of their favorite topics.
Oh,
They love a weenie roaster.
So, how long have you been at Levy?
I've been here 10 years actually. I started working here in 2011 March. So 10 years in some. So yeah, long time.
That's awesome. So, what can people in the congregation do to support you in your job?
Support us. Well, actually, it's kind of crazy to think about, but I think there's 10 times throughout the year we have overnight trips. 10 times throughout the year. So some of those are a little bit longer. Some of them are just weekends. We can always use some volunteers on some of those. Those are some of the hard things that people have a hard time giving up a weekend. But man, a weekend to serve the Lord and come hang out with us for a weekend and serve these teens would be super cool. But just a presence in our teen room too. If people want to volunteer, we try to be open doors and get people an opportunity. So if they would have any interest in working with us, we would love to plug them in.
Wow, that's awesome. So, Jesse, what is your favorite verse in the Bible?
My favorite verse in the Bible, in high school, the very first time I ever did communion, I used Matthew 6 to do that. And Matthew 6:36, where it just says, don't worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Today has enough troubles of its own. I had a lot of anxiety when I was a teenager, just like a lot of my teenagers now. And that verse I found very calming, and sometimes I still need to refer back to it today.
Yeah.
So it's a good one.
That's awesome. So, we were here in your office, and you rival Danny Dodd for having the most stuff in your office.
Yeah. Not as quite as much fishing stuff, but a few things.
So, what is something special that you have in your office?
Well, I have lots of things special, but actually the thing that, if I had to pick a thing, I'm going to pick this little trophy right here, and it says Fastest Boat 2006, and it's Livingstone's Week at Camp Cottle. This was my second year being a counselor, so I finally figured out how to be a counselor, I'd say. And that year we were dead last in the competition. We have like a week-long competition. We were dead last on Wednesday, and my team came back to win it all because we had the fastest boat. That gave us a big leg up in the race, and that honestly, that was one of those solidifying moments of working with my team and building that up and working with those teenagers that I was just like, I'm excited to be a youth minister one day. And so that may have been my favorite week of camp of my life.
Wow, that's awesome. So what do you love best about Levy, about the congregation here?
I'd say Levy, man, they love you. And it's kind of like, why do you love God? Because he first loved me. I kind of feel like that with Levy, honestly. I came in and I was real timid at first, real nervous because I'd never worked with a large congregation like this. My church I grew up with was just, it's 50 to 100 people at most. And coming in, they were really accepting of me. They loved me and really just poured into me, and that gave me the energy and strength to pour back into Levy. And so that's definitely what I love the most about them, is just how much they love me.
Wow, that's great.
Yep.
It's a good place to be.
Yeah, it's great. I love it.
So, as you know, here at Danny Learns About Levy, we have write-in questions
Yep.
So this one is from a Sam S.
Yeah, this thing. Yeah, here.
Oh.
Let me get your paper up. Yeah.
Oh, well, sometimes
there.
it's hard to see because I don't have eyes.
Right. I noticed.
So this one is from Sam S. She says, in Bible Hour, we've been studying about David, son of Jesse.
Yep.
And it's been very confusing because you have a son named David and your name is Jesse.
That is correct.
It's just very confusing.
So, what is your question?
I'm not sure.
That is that is a good statement, and that is why I named him David, because that is my favorite character in the Bible, and I love him because part of it is because my name's Jesse, and that was his son, and he was a man after God's own heart. So that's why we named David.
That's awesome. I think that's probably what she wanted to know, even though she didn't ask the question.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Jesse,
No problem.
for being with us today.
Glad to.
And we will see y'all next time on Danny Learns About Levy. Bye-bye.
Danny, he learns about Levy. Oh man, I can't believe he didn't know this.